Hello and welcome to a new Let's Play. Welcome to 2022, and let's kick off this new year with a new Let's Play series with Foundation. As you know, probably the Settlers is coming out this year, and I've already had some Settlers games on my channel now, and Foundation just fits the bill perfectly to shorten the waiting time. It's a beautiful, cute city builder in, well, medieval time, you might say, where we need to build up a rather organic city with beautiful graphics. Let's get cracking with a new game right away. I'm going to choose a modded map, the Thracian Valley here, because I just love the layout of this map. We're not playing with any of the standard maps there for now, and we're also having quite a lot of mods installed, as we can see. One of my favorites here is the Seasons mod, basically, that adds the seasons to the games, and with that also some survival techniques, because we need to survive the winter. We have temperatures, we have fuel that we need to have for heating our homes, and other than that we have lots of additional mods that add new buildings, ornaments, and other techniques like new worshipping religions and stuff like that. Without further ado, let's get into this game. Enjoy. Alrighty, and here we are at the foot of these snow-covered mountains in the Thracian Valley. There's some empty space here that we can use in the medieval ages, and I think we should get cracking right away. As we can see, as far as the eye can see, hills and rivers and mountains. And somewhere here we do have territory to purchase. It's our first purchase that we will need to do in this game. And boy, this is exciting because, well, these villages will become pretty big overall, and as we can see, lots of details there as well. If we zoom in, let's purchase our first territory just here. There you go. Mineral deposits have been discovered as well. Nothing else happens really for now, as we just have this, well, this tiny territory here. We need to expand later, of course. There we can see some mineral deposits already, as we can see over there, here, and over there as well on this mountain. There's also a bridge that goes to the other side. Of course, we can build bridges then as well if we want to, but for now it's really just on that side here, because I do love mountain villages, and we're going to build a beautiful one here. We don't know what's in the mineral deposits yet. We need to prospect that later. For now, let's actually get cracking on our village center that we need to build. It's the first and most important building, really, as it is the center of it all. And I think there we have some empty space just here that looks really good for us. And I think just here somewhere beside that tree, let's build the village center. There you go. And now the game really opens up. We are starting in spring, so we do have seasons. We're starting in spring season number 1. Then there's summer, autumn, and of course winter. We need to survive our first winter there as well. For now, the winter has passed, the rain is over and gone, the flowers appear on the earth, the time of singing has come, and the voice of the dove is heard in our land. And there we also see our first little settlers, as I like to call them, in with rather creepy eyes, but overall they should be happy. And boy, what a paradise this must be. He's the only man in town, Aldred. Oh goodness, you're going to be very, very busy. Now, we need to get cracking with the first industry. We got 500 coin, which is going down now because we have to pay maintenance and stuff like that. We need to get a source of income there. We have 15 degrees Celsius right now, some berries, some wood, some cloth, and some tools. People are, well, neutrally happy, as we can see. And yeah, let's get cracking. We also get the first quests here. We need to build a builder's workshop, which is our first building, and this will provide the first workplaces for basically some builders. So let's get cracking here right in the village center. We could build it. There you go. And this one is built instantly. From now on, all the other buildings need to be built separately and in stages. There we got the first builder assigned now. All right, so she's going to work now on the builder hut, and we also finished that quest. We need to get started with the next things right away. That would be some income for resources. So we do have the lumber camp. I'm going to build them a bit further away, these ones here, because they are industry, and industry is reducing the attractiveness of the surrounding. And if we want to get residents going on, then we need to have a higher attractiveness than in the areas. And the lumber camp hut can be right here in the center of all the trees here. Right next to it, we're going to have a stone cutter camp, right? So those are rather just here. There you go. And then we do need a source of food, and we have 10 berries for now. And there's some berry bushes over here. So let's have also a gatherer hut rather close to the berry bushes, so that we get a first income of berries then as well. So we might also just do this over here, so that we get our gatherers now piling up. And as we can see, the builders are starting to work. They need to get the resources over there, and then they need to build. Let's actually assign a second and a third builder to speed up the construction of these houses. And what we can also see is with the first people moving over there, the first streets are forming as well, because you're not building streets yourself in this game. They're rather organically formed wherever people usually march. Alright, we need to chop down some trees. The lumberyard camp is being built, and our resources are being depleted. Now, while we wait for these constructions to finish, we also need to start painting. Yes, we need to start painting extraction zones. So everything that is marked in these extraction zones can be harvested by my foresters, by my stonecutters, by my berry gatherers. So I would like to put the berry bushes now in our extraction zone number 1. And then we're going ahead with chopping down some trees. So basically everything that's a bit closer here to the village center, because of course we want to build stuff on it then as well. And these trees are in the way right now. And then we should also be having, there it is, some stone that I'm also going to add to our extraction zone. And as we can see, the weather is changing quite drastically and often in the mountainous regions, with storms passing by right now. And the first industry has been built, the lumber camp hub. Let's get a woodcutter cracking. Then we have a stonecutter. Oh, this is not finished yet, but the gatherer hut, we can now assign here the gather berries, and then also assign the first forager to this one here. So those people are now going to, yeah, well, harvest stuff in our area. This one here is taking quite some time. And we also get the next quest here right away, produce some berries. And finally, the stonecutter has been built. Let's assign a miner to this one. We still have, well, we have 8 people in general right now in the village, and 2 of them are still unemployed. So we can still get some more workplaces cracking. 2 more buildings I need, or 2 very important buildings. The first one is a well. This provides water. My villagers have, of course, demand, right? They have water, food, comfort, and service demands, needs, basically. And we need to fulfill them if we want to have them leveling up. Because right now, these are serfs from the title, are satisfied with a roof over their head and a welcoming church. And we want to get them up all the way to citizens. Think about it like in Anno, where you have titles for your citizens and they need to level up. Also, they have a job, and the longer they have the job, the better they get at it. So this one is the red builder level 1 right now. The longer she's a builder, the better she will be at this job. And yeah, let's provide some water. Stock your resources would be another quest here that we have. We need to do these quests here, by the way, because they also provide us coin. Let's build the well. I think rather in the center we should have a well, so for everyone to reach it quickly. So let's just have the well over there. And then I need to stock my resources with 2 buildings. The first one is the granary. So this is where the food is being stored that we produce in this village. Let's go ahead and have us a granary right here beside the berry bushes and our gatherer hut. And of course, we should also now be assigned or building it right next to those streets, right? So people use those streets to travel faster as well. Right now, for those constructions here to finish, we do need some more stone. We don't have that much stone at the moment. Well, we have 0 stone, so let's assign a second miner to our stonecutter camp. And as we can see, they're going then right here for this stone deposit there that we can use for now. And also there's some logs coming in now that are being used. Oh boy, he's got some heavy lifting to do, getting this one over here to our well. And I just love watching my little settlers here doing their daily jobs. As it's all rather quiet for now. As we can see, it's taking some serious effort to be able to build these stone houses there. But well, there we have it, our well that is now in all its glory in the town center for the water source. That is important for fires that might appear in houses and, well, buildings in general. And also, of course, for drinking. And it will make people a bit happier to finally have some water supply then as well, as soon as they get their water. We still need lots of stone there. 2 more stone for the granary. And of course, for all the other buildings that are coming then. So please chop down some more or cut down some more stone here for me. And I think that's it. Perfect. We got all the stone and the granary is on its way. And while we wait for the granary to finish, we do have another very important book here that we can use for our village. Basically, that's our management. And as we can see all the people here that are in our village right now who are unemployed, what level they are, how happy they are, and what status they have. So they're all serfs at the moment. We have the village here. Of course, it's not my village. It's Sleepy Hollow that we have just here in the mountain. And I'm Lord. Am I a lord? I'm not a lady, certainly. Nivarias, of course. Lord Nivarias in Sleepy Hollow. We do have all the buildings here listed. We have the trade routes that we're going to need then for 2 other villages here that can sell us goods, and we can also sell goods. We have our budget. We have the estates. That is our research tab, more or less, where we can get all the new buildings that are in this game, like a tavern, like a fisher hut. But we first need to collect points. Well, those points are far off. We have an army later on because we need to defend ourselves. And then we have the normal log here as well that tells us all the events that are happening. Now, the granary is coming along, as we can see. And there it is. Beautiful. We have built it. Now, in the granary, we do need a transporter first. Let's assign one. And then let's assign the berries to the granary. So a transporter will now get all the berries that are in the gatherer hut, for example, or in the village center, and will then move it over here to the granary as a centralized storage depot. Now, fill the needs of your newcomers is my next one. We do need a market because people are getting their berries right now from the gatherer directly. So market is our next one where we can sell these goods and finally also make some money. Though with berries, probably not that much. We are certainly not getting rich with that. Now, the market is pretty important because it is not a building per se, it's several buildings, it's a place. And this is also a very unique feature of Foundation. We have kind of like places like a church, like a Lord Manor's house, or like the market that we can expand over time. That is rather a place where we can build modules, right? And this one is the first one. And I think the market should be rather central, so let's have it here beside the well. This is our first market, and now we get all the modules that we can build for now, with the food stall being the first one. There's more stalls coming up then later, but the food stall is more or less our very first one. Let's build it here. We can then move it. I could also build it like this and then have it all the way, several stalls going up there, whatever we want really. Let's actually build it like this for now because we only have one, probably 2 short-term wise. We could also add some decoration to this. This gives us splendor points, but it also costs me a bit more if I add roofs on top of that. It's pretty expensive. We could do that with basically all of these things here, several roofs, also food stall sign here that we can have, but they cost additional materials and then also, well, upkeep, and upkeep is not something I can afford. I think though the food stall sign itself doesn't cost me anything, so let's go ahead and have our first sign here then right next to it as well. And let's build it. Now Thorette is doing the task and she's doing it splendidly as she's finishing up our first food stall in all its glory. Now it does need a market tender. It was our last unemployed person. She's taking some special outfit with that as well. She seems to be happy with what she's got. Market tender level 1, Gimara she's called. And well, basically we need to assign now a resource. That's the berries as our very first one. And this one is now being sold then to my people. From now on, no more free berries, you greedy stuff. We do need money after all. And well, with money, we can make something out of our village. This will now, she will hopefully get the berries now from the granary. And she does, perfect. And gets the granaries back over there. So 20 berries are for sale right now. She's even waving. And people will now start to purchase those berries. There you go, the first one, and we sold it for 9 coin. Doesn't seem very much yet, but it's going to increase from now on. Our next quest would be to encourage immigration. So one way of growing the village is by immigrants, attracting new people. We can only do this if happiness levels are rather high. So I think we need to have 80% or 90%. Actually, we need 100%. So this one needs to go up. It's still negative because of food. That's going down, of course, now as well. Another thing is housing. We don't have any houses yet and people want to live somewhere. Oh, we cannot build any houses yet. All right. We need to wait for the happiness to grow there. Let's purchase more berries there. As we can see, there's the money coming in. And there's another berry sold. 8 we sold already, and with that we've reached a 100% happiness, and the next quest has been completed with that. Maximum immigration now. As we can see, happiness, employment, and residential space are the factors for immigration, and now we need to wait 6 days for our first immigrants to come in. We're still in the first month here in week 4, rather early on this very fine spring day. And immigration happened. 2 more villagers joined our village. Perfect. They are coming now from somewhere. I think from somewhere over here. There might be the entrance point. And oh, we also get our first message from the king. The kingdom recognizes your efforts in establishing your settlement. I'm but your humble servant. We do get some splendor points with that and also start new quests. There you go. We got them. And yeah, also splendor points, by the way, we can use them now then here. So as we can see, 4 labor points we have here and 4 kingdom influence points. Then we have the clergy points then here as well. Now we got some new quests. Promote your first newcomers and also unlock the warehouse. The warehouse, there we got it. It takes 1 labor influence point. There you go. And a new building has been unlocked with that. And what I can also see is that berries is going down right now, so we should assign a second forager to the gathering hut. After all, we do have some new workforce here as well. Let's go ahead and also build us the warehouse, very important for storing basically any resource. And I think we're going to have the warehouse right next to the granary, so that we have a rather centralized area for these things. We could also have it a bit further over here where we have the raw resources. Makes sense too, since there's only going to be more buildings with production industry coming up. We should rather have a centralized warehouse, so there you go. Building it right next to the builder and the granary, because I'm intending to have my industry kind of like in this area here going down to the beach, and then we have the residential zones over there going into the mountains itself, and up here I would like to have some sheep farms and grain farms and stuff like that, because I think this is going to look quite nice. Oh, there's some heavy fog coming in right now. We can't see that much at the moment as our tiny village grows. Now, for our warehouse, though, something very important we still need, and that is a new resource, that's planks. We don't have them yet, we only have logs, but for the planks, we do need, well, a sawmill. So there we have it, produces 2 planks in exchange for wood. It does cost me already 100 in upkeep cost. We are having a nicely slow balance, or well, slight balance, a positive one there at the moment, but this is going to change with our first industrial buildings. Let's get this one cracking over here right now. Oh, also our monthly report is coming in that shows where we do make some income, where we do have some upkeep. 98 upkeep cost, for example. From quest we got 200, and from the market we got 171 coin, so a slight positive balance there for now. Let's build the sawmill. We could squeeze it in there, of course, but I'm not doing that. We're building it rather closer to our lumber camp there, just right next to it. I think this makes more sense. There you go. The next big building that is coming up now. Let's assign... we don't have enough workers there, really. Do I have 2 people? I've got 3 in the gatherer hut, of course. I've got 2 in the miner. We still need the stone after all. So I'm rather bound with my resources or with my workforce there at the moment. While we build that as well, something else that is very important is our first residential zones. We can do this now, and let's just select it, and now we can see the attraction level of my village, right? I can see where desirability is, well, high, and where it is extremely low over here in the industry zone. No one wants to live, of course. So over there, we have some nice green patches there. Desirability is still a bit low there to average. It's going to change though once we have more buildings here that I'm assigning. For now, let's get the first residentials up here. So they will be able to build now their first houses then in this zone here, basically, that I'm assigning. I would like to keep some space here for a church that we are going to need as well, and then for the Lord Manor House as well. These are going to raise the attractiveness of the area as well. And that's going to work out just fine, and hopefully. And of course, they're also close to the market, so they want to get their resources into the houses and stuff like that. Oh, some heavy fog coming in again. It's pretty cold, actually, 10 degrees. As we're starting now to build these houses there. The resources are almost all there. And construction of the sawmill has started. And nothing else is happening in the residential zone for now. Why? People are building it themselves. If they're happy enough, if the resources are in like logs, they're automatically going to build themselves some houses there. So I have no control over the houses themselves. Also not about the positioning of these houses. So that's going to happen just rather dynamically. Really takes some time to build that sawmill, but there it is in all its glory. I need to reassign now someone from, I'm going to, let's just see, we do have 3 carpenter positions available. We do have some 19 stone, so I'm going to reassign one of my miners now to become a carpenter. And this one is now producing planks for us, because that's pretty important. And there's the carpenter coming with the logs, getting it to our sawmill, and she will now start make some planks out of that. And planks we need a lot. Now with the sawmills, finally we do have all the planks necessary for the warehouse, so the construction can continue, and we're soon able to build our first, or to establish our first trade routes. And yeah, well, this is quite a rainy area here, right? In spring, so much rain. Now, while this one is ongoing, we should be working on our first 2, monuments, as I like to call them. The first one is the Lord Manor House, and the other one would be the church. Both of them are pretty important. The Lord Manor House will make it possible for more administration, and the church will provide the service demands that my people already have. By the way, the warehouse has been built, but before I tackle this, let's get the warehouse cracking first. We do need a transporter for this, so once more, someone I need to be reassigned. I don't know, we only have 1 stone cutter. I think we have 1 wood cutter. We have 3 foragers right now, 1 carpenter, 1 transporter, and 2 builders actually, so we can reassign one of them. And Genefe is at the moment finishing up. Where is she, by the way? She's over here, so why is she finishing up? She should be done for now. We could also say Threat is not doing it anymore, but then we don't have any builders. Oh, that's a bit tricky, because I need berries too, but I also do need my transporter there. Plank-wise, it's fine. Let's reassign one of my foragers there, actually, because I really don't have any other job available there right now. Transporter is now working, and we are going to assign for our first trade route. We do need to unlock it for tools, so that we have the tools being able in the warehouse. Now let's open up the book there real quick and go for our trade, and let's just see what we need to unlock. We need 20 planks in order to unlock the first trade route here. So planks it is what I need to assign to this warehouse there as well. Perfect. And while we wait for the 20 planks to come in, we can continue now on our, church and our Lord Manor House then. And that would be in this area. Let's start with the Lord Manor first. The Lord Manor I would like to have behind the market. Like, we do have a market place then, a market center. And behind it is the Lord Manor House. So somewhere over here might be a very good location for it. So once again, I need to place the monument location. Actually, it's called monument location. Very good. And then we need the core house first. Righto, this one here, this bad boy, we can then place anywhere here. And let's just place it right here into the center of it all. Righto. And then we have, this one cost me 12 planks and 7 stone and 6 upkeep it would cost me. It would also give me 1 labor splendor point. We can now add additional modules to that each have their own functions, like a new room that we can have then right next to it. We could also have it separate, or we can attach it to the Lord Manor house. We can also add some nice towers right next to them, or in front of it, or in the back of it. But of course, these costs are pretty high, so I'm not doing that yet. In fact, let's just have this one here now. What we still need is a door though. So we can have the door on the side or here, for example. There you go, with the door. And then we could, for example, have more towers in the back and stuff like that. But that's for more expansions than later on. This one we cannot build. What? Ready to build. Now it's ready to build. Perfect. It's going to take us quite some time to finish this one with the stone and planks that we need out of it. That is the first building. The second one is a church, so also the church I would like to have more or less in the center. It's going to be used for quite a lot of things, and the church, well, is being used by all my people, be it worker, be it residents, whenever they want to. So let's have the church a bit on the other side of my marketplace. It's a huge building, as we can see, and once again we can then also make this one bigger. Let's have the church like this one over here. Close to the entrance there. It does need a door once more, like this one. And then of course we could also assign, for example, towers to it on both sides if we want to, a wooden cross and stuff like that. For now, that's it though, right? What it still needs is a bell tower though, unfortunately. It's a pretty expensive building, right? We could have the bell tower in the back. Let's have one now here. Let's have it right next to the entrance. We could have then 4 bell towers, for example, right? Or only 2 in the front, or only 2 in the back. Let's build the first one in the front. There you go. And let's build this bad boy too. This is really expensive, and it actually requires 11 tools, and we only have 10 tools anymore. I'm going to pause the construction. At least we've placed it now. The same with the Lord Manor. This makes it possible for me to once again redesign my residential zones. And as we can see, desirability is now going up in these areas because of these monuments, right? The first new residential zone I could then have right here. So I can see having a bustling market area then, and with the Lord Manor house. And behind it, we do have then more houses behind the Lord Manor house. It's a bit more space here. Right, so I can add more extensions than to the Lord Manor house. Something like that. And then we can have more residents living here in this area. So lots of space really for my people to build some houses now. And then going all the way up to the church and perhaps also a bit to the back there. This is that for now. Here I could have some more, right? So that there's something coming up. And once we build more territories, of course, we can expand this area. And let's actually keep this one open for now, because you never know what we need over there. Righto, I'm going to wait now for those resources, also for a few more planks to come in, and then we continue here with our city construction. Stay tuned.